Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you for being here today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. My name is Nyoka, and if you're new here, if you are interested in tarot readings, tarot cards, true crime cases, missing persons cases, unsolved mysteries, please consider sticking around and subscribing. And for those of you who come back every week, I thank you so much. As always, private readings are always available. I will have all the information in the description box. All you have to do is email me. We'll set something up. So I really want to just get into today's case. This is really a gruesome case, and I've never heard of it. This was a request by a subscriber, and thank you for the suggestion. So I looked into this, and the young lady that we're going to be talking about today or reading on is named Karina Holmer. So Karina Holmer was a young, beautiful, very, very gorgeous, beautiful young lady, 20 years old, living in Sweden. And she was very adventurous and had dreams of traveling around the world. And I think one of the main things that was holding her back at that age was finances, of course. And one day, ironically, it's just one of those things, it's like, wow, maybe if that hadn't happened, I don't know, but she ended up buying a lottery ticket, a scratch-off ticket in Sweden. She won $1,500, and that was enough to put towards her traveling. So what she was going to do was she was going to work as an au pair here in America, and it was going to be for a few months, and then she would return home to Sweden. And so that is what she did. So she ended up signing up with an agency, and what these agencies do is they connect you with a host family. Okay, so that's going to be the family that you're working with. However, and I don't know if this has any bearings on anything that occurred, but this agency that she signed up with was not licensed, and I think that this agency had been fined or had some legal troubles in the past for not being licensed. So I don't know if everything was on the up and up, and I believe she knew that this agency was not licensed because they gave her I believe a fake ID, or they changed her age or something, because later on in the story, we will see that Karina is entering into bars in Boston, and she's only 20, but she had the identification to get into bars. So I don't know, it just seemed like it was kind of a fishy agency, and I will be asking about the agency in the reading as well to see if it has any role or if it's just completely irrelevant. But anyway, she signs up with this agency, and they connect her with a host family. She travels here to the U.S. She lands in Boston, and she is living with the, what is the name of the family? The Rapp family, okay? So the Rapp family was an affluent family. Husband was a photographer. I can't remember what the wife did. And I do want to say that she arrived in March. So she arrived in March in, when did this take place? 1996, okay? So she arrives in Boston, March 1996, and she is staying with the Rapp family. So the husband was, let me see, what does it say about him? I believe the husband was a photographer, and the wife, yes, the wife was an artist, a successful artist, and a professor at the local university. So the family also had a condominium in the city. They owned a condominium, and so what would happen is Karina would stay with the family during the week, and she would do all the housework and take care of the two kids. This family had two kids. So she took care of them and did all her responsibilities, and then the family allowed Karina to go into the city and stay in their condo for the weekend. So that would kind of be her downtime. She'd get away from everyone. She could go in there. She had friends. She had met people, other au pairs in the area, and she had some privacy. And so that was kind of the arrangement. So typically on the weekend, she would go to this condo and she would do her thing and go out and have a good time. And then come Monday, she'd go back to the home, the family home. And it seems like in the beginning things were okay. She was writing home. She was writing to her family, I believe, on a regular basis, and everything seemed fine. However, towards the end, her friends have come forward later on, one friend in particular, who said that the writing changed. So Karina was actually kind of dropping some hints that she wasn't as happy as she once was with this situation, and it wasn't quite turning out the way she had hoped or expected. She was really stressed with the job. She had complained that she was doing a ton of cleaning, more cleaning than she even expected to be doing. And then she also told a friend in a letter that something bad had happened, but that she would tell her when she returned to Sweden. Okay, so something bad happened, and as a matter of fact, let me write that down. I think I might have had that down. Yeah, what was troubling her. So she tells her friend in this letter that something bad had happened, but she didn't want to say anything in the letter. She said she was going to wait, and when she returned to Sweden, she would tell her what happened. So we don't know what that is, because Katrina ended up being murdered before she got to go home. So let's go up to the night that Karina was last seen alive, which was on June 22nd, 1996. It was the weekend, so she was at the condo in the city, and she was out with a group of friends going to the club, and I believe became very intoxicated that night, very intoxicated to the point to where she blacked out, and she woke up in the alley. She had actually started the night with a group of friends, but because of the extreme intoxication, she wound up out in the alley, separated from her friends, and I believe later on they stated that they thought she just went home. Okay, the condo that she was staying at was not very far from this nightclub. So they assumed that she had, had enough and went home, but she actually woke up in the alley. When she tried to get re-entry into the nightclub, the doorman told her she was not allowed to come in. So I don't know if that was just because she was too intoxicated, I would assume, but I don't know for a fact. I just know that she was not allowed to go back in. And witnesses say that at that point, she just kind of started to have her own party out in the street and was singing and dancing. And there was a homeless man that she had encountered, and they were talking, and they danced for a little bit, and they sang. Another witness came forward and said that they seen her get into a car with two men. She was sitting between two men. Another person said that they just seen her walking down the street. So that's pretty much the last time anyone seen her. The next day, the top half of her body was found in a dumpster in the Fenway area, which was in that immediate neighborhood, I believe. Disclaimer here, I guess kind of late, but she had been severed at the waist, possibly by a power saw. And so, like I said, this was, I believe it was a Saturday night. She was not due to go back to work at the host family until Monday. So no one knew she was missing all day Sunday. All right. So it wasn't until the next day, I believe, a homeless man was digging in the dumpster looking for scraps to turn for change, and he came across a rather large garbage bag, and it felt weird to him, and that's how she was discovered. So let me see here. See if I'm missing anything. All right, let me see. The man ripped open the trash. He found her. Okay. All right, so I guess the discovery was featured on the news that day, and that is when the Rapp family, okay, her host family, actually called the police and identified themselves as being her host family, and that they knew her and that she was in fact missing, and then they were able to identify her. And then the police confirmed that the body that they found did in fact belong to Karina. So it says the distance between the nightclub and where Karina's remains were found was a straight shot 1.3 miles down Boylston Street. says that she had been strangled to death with some type of ligature. There were rope marks on her neck, and then she was dismembered. Police believed that a saw was used. Her body had then been cleaned, and there were no signs of a struggle. However, there was a partial fingerprint found on the bag, but they've never been able to make any headway with that fingerprint. So the investigation just led nowhere. Number one, they didn't have a crime scene, and that was their biggest downfall right there. It sounds like, from what I've read, no crime scene, so there was nothing besides that fingerprint to go on, really. They don't know even where the crime took place. And her last movements have proven to be difficult, because remember I said there was somebody who said that she was talking to a homeless man, then somebody else said that they seen her get into a car, somebody else said that she was just walking down the street. So I don't believe they've actually been able to put together for sure what her last actions were. So it says, even though many people saw her the night she was last seen, which was the night of the 21st of June, many had also been drinking, and it resulted in contradictory statements. So due to that, it is not clear exactly what happened after she left that nightclub. All right. The friends that Karina went to the club with that left before her, two of them left with men they met, and a third friend was so drunk that she passed out and then afterwards left with a bouncer. So a few witnesses remembered seeing Karina inside the club, and she appeared to be intoxicated. Others saw her outside talking to people, but it's just so kind of up in the air. All right. Another person believed that they saw her getting into a car with two men. What seems to be clear is that Karina left the bar or the nightclub and was in the large alley outside with hundreds of other partygoers. The club shared the alley with many other clubs, so at closing time people would be leaving the clubs and would all end up in this alley. So trying to decide where to go or what to do next, 3 a.m., being intoxicated, would have been kind of challenging to really know what happened. So where she went after that, we don't know for sure. All right, so the police try to begin their investigation. They did not know where Karina was murdered, so they did not have a crime scene. That made things difficult for them because there was a lack of evidence. They searched countless apartments near the club and near where the remains were found nothing. A few people were questioned in relation to Karina's murder, but nobody was arrested or charged. Now, her host family, the husband, his name was Frank and Susan. So the host family, they were also questioned. Now, I actually read someplace, and it's not in this particular article, that the host family were never very cooperative with the police. In fact, I think that the police had referred to them as being hostile. And then they lawyered up. Okay, so I don't know, and that kind of, to me, goes back to this agency, this unlicensed agency. I don't know how well this host family was vetted. I don't know. There's some rumors, and I am planning on asking that in the reading as well, that potentially the husband, Frank, was having an affair with Karina. Could she have been pregnant? Was the reason why she was dismembered to hide the pregnancy? Is that something that was going on? And then you think back to that message that she wrote in that letter to her friend, that something bad had happened. What was that? So we've got quite a few questions there that we need to kind of fill in the pieces to this puzzle. She was due to return home in August, so this was June. Okay, so she didn't have much time left here in America. She was getting ready to go back. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to read. I guess it says here that Frank and Susan's home, so the host family, their house was actually searched later, and apparently they had lit a fire. They lit a bonfire or something, and it was the day after Karina's remains were found. So I don't know how long it took the police to find out that this host family had a huge fire, which is odd. Okay, that's just so weird that you're living in the city, right? You're well-to-do. Like, what are you lighting a big bonfire for in the backyard a day after your au pair turns up, murdered? But the police did search the house, and they went through the ashes from that trash, and those ashes were sent out for analysis, but there was no signs of any remains or blood. So I'm not sure what that was about, but definitely we want to ask about this host family. And then also we have this other guy who was out in the alley that night walking his dog. Apparently this guy was well known to the people in the area. He would come to this nightclub area to kind of pick up on girls, and he would dress his dog up with a Superman shirt, and he would have a matching Superman shirt, and he always felt like if he did something kind of goofy like that with his dog, that he would be more approachable to the women. Okay, so he would kind of use that as a means to, kind of break the ice. I guess he was in that area that night, and he was caught on surveillance footage. However, police did not believe he was involved at the time. He was stopped by the police that night for a driving offense, and so they believed that the timeline meant that he would not have had time to murder her and dispose of the remains. However, this man, this suspicious I'm going to just refer to him as, Spider-Man or Superman? Superman. I'm going to have him be named Superman. So the Superman guy, okay, he was seen that night, known to the area, known for trying to pick up girls, with his dog and his Superman shirt or whatever. He was questioned. Like I said, they kind of dismissed him because he had an alibi. He was being pulled over and the timeline didn't work out for the police. However, a year later, he was found dead in his sister's house with neck wounds, and it was ruled a suicide. So we've got a couple of suspects kind of developing. We've got the host family, potentially. We've got, potentially this homeless man. We've got Superman guy. And now there's also a musician that lived in the area. Let me find where I lost it here. All right, it says they also spoke to a musician who lived in the area, but nothing connected him to Karina's murder. I believe when I looked into that earlier, the reason why they spoke to this local musician is because was it something about, I don't know, it was something to do with drugs, and was it witchcraft or some black magic or something that he was involved in? There was some reason why they connected this musician, but they looked into him as well. Could never really connect him to anything. Also, at the time of her murder, Karina was dating a police officer. It was determined by investigators that he had an alibi, and he was away that weekend on vacation. So, we just don't know. There's a couple of people, or is it just somebody else, completely a stranger that, just happened to be at that place at that time, unfortunately. So, that's what we're working with. Really sad case, and it's gruesome, and I don't remember, I guess it was in 1996, but I don't remember ever hearing about this case. Such a sad situation. So we're going on, 1996? So we're going, what is that, 25 years now that this case is not gone anywhere. I think that the Boston police have reached out and said that they feel that somebody knows something, and maybe because of the passing of time that they potentially would be more willing to come out with information if they have information. So they're always willing to accept tips. I will put that information up there on the screen as well. But let's get into the reading. So I have a couple questions. First question is I like to just start out with that night, just see what Karina wants to share about that night, and then kind of go into the specific questions. My first one is, did she know this person? Did she know this person? Because that can, yes or no, eliminate a lot of these people. Okay, was it a stranger? We're going to ask about the family, these other people. Or was it just something totally just something totally random? And then also I want to ask about the letter to the friend. What was troubling her? What was she talking about when she said that something was bothering her? But why couldn't she write about it? Why did it have to wait until she, went back home to Sweden? Also, I'm interested in what changed in the host family home situation. When she got there, she was happy. Was it just work? Was it the workload? Was it the children's behavior? Was it something else? So there's that. And also where the crime actually took place, motive. And also I want to put in there, does the Au Pair Agency have anything to do with this? Is this a deeper problem? Like, is this agency doing kind of like human trafficking type situations? So a lot of questions with this case, and I'm going to just start it out with that night and see what Katrina wants to share. All right. We're just using the regular old Rider-Waite deck right now. All right. Tell us what happened that night. What happened that night? How do you want to start your story out? All right. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups reversed. I feel like that is indicating her state of mind that night. So she was very, this is a cup. So she was drinking. She was definitely drinking, and she was confused. She had had too much to drink. She wasn't really in her right state of mind. And right off the bat, that makes me feel like even she is not 100% as to what happened. And the whole night is a blur. It's just a blur. So, and I have to wonder too if the person involved maybe had been drinking as well. All right, so we've got the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So I look at this as the alley. This is the nightclub in the alley. And we've even got a man over here holding a dagger or a tool. And we've got 2 other people. So I would imagine there's at least a couple of people who know something about this, who seen him. Okay, they're just looking at him. So these 2 people may have been witnesses or seen him. So I do believe that the police are correct, that there are people out there to this day that know something and for whatever reason have not come forward. But I believe that this is the perpetrator right here. But at least 3 people are aware of what happened, and it's coming out reversed because they are not talking. They are not talking. I don't necessarily know if they're working together per se, but they definitely know of this guy. The King of Pentacles. So, and then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So that makes me immediately, I'm thinking host family with this card. This is a family card, and it's a money card, and this family was wealthy. And we also have the King of Pentacles. So, those 2 people, is that possibly the wife? Is it someone else? Like right now, I'm seeing the host family dad, and I'm seeing the host family. Okay. Pull a couple more here. All right, we have the 9 of Wands. So somewhat of a feeling of being trapped. Okay, didn't know what to do. Traveling, there was conflict. She needed money, didn't know what to do. Okay. So right off the bat, to me, number 1, the host family is suspicious. Okay. And then this is Karina. Okay, so this is that 9 of Wands. She was really she was being overworked. Okay, I don't know if it was just the housework or the kids or if it was other things, but she had a lot of things going on in her mind. Okay, she had a lot of things going on in her mind, and she felt somewhat trapped. And I do think that money was playing a role to a certain extent. Now, she was meant to go back home, I think, a month and a half later. So she was going back to Sweden. I don't know if there were plans on her end to try to go back earlier. I feel like she might have wanted to go back earlier. She wanted to get the hell out of there. She was ready to go. This is that preceding travel card. Three of Wands to me is a travel card. This is kind of like trying to make the decision. I feel like she was leaning towards kind of wanting to leave before the date that she was supposed to leave, and unfortunately, perhaps she didn't have the money to do that. So I have to wonder if she was trying to save every penny that she had, to get out of there. I'm assuming, I don't know how it works with this agency, if you, sign up for a certain amount of time, if that includes plane ticket. I don't know if that was part of the payment that she made up front when she signed up for this position. So perhaps maybe she wanted to break that agreement and go back earlier, and maybe if she did that, she would be financially responsible for that ticket. But I feel like there was a reason of finances that was holding her back, and she was doing everything that she could to save everything that she had and get the hell out of there, because something had happened. There's some conflict there. There's some conflict, and this is also one word that I see in my mind when I see this card is competition. And you've seen the pictures that I put up on the screen of Karina. When I said she was gorgeous, she is gorgeous. She's very beautiful. She's young. She's vibrant. She's, I don't know. I don't know what the host family wife looked like. Could this have been someone that was a threat to the host wife? Was she jealous? Was the husband giving her attention? Did this cause chaos in the house? Is that the change in environment that Karina started to feel? And perhaps even the workload, was that something that the wife put on her because she was jealous? She's like, oh, okay, my husband's gonna look at her and whatever, I'm gonna make sure that she's so damn busy 24/7 she won't even be able to see straight. Are we talking about something like that? Because that's kind of where I'm headed right now. And again, she just didn't have quite enough money, I don't think, to be able to scrape together a ticket. And I don't think she really wanted to alarm her family back home either. I don't think she wanted to make them worry and ask for money. I think she wanted to do this independently. And, I feel like she had this thought of, I got myself into this, I'll get myself out. And then I'll tell everybody what happened when I get home, when I get away from this place. All right. So first thing is first, I do want to ask yes or no. Karina, did you know the person who did this to you? Did you know this person? Wow. Wow. I feel like that's a yes, because this person, I feel like, caused strife in her life for a while. So she hadn't been in America very long. But according to this card here, she wasn't doing very well. She had a lot of things going on in her head. Okay, this is a mental card. So she wasn't sleeping. And, let's go back to the partying on the weekend. Sometimes, at any age, young, middle, old, what do you do when you're completely stressed out? You might turn to a substance to kind of calm down or let loose or kind of relax. Was that her means of kind of getting that week off of her shoulders? Did she go out to this condo and just let loose and drink and party and hang out with people to kind of forget what the hell she was going through during the week? Because I feel like that's a little bit, I don't know, I haven't found any information about Karina prior to coming to America besides just a little bit in the news articles. Doesn't really, I'd have to pull cards on her to kind of get a feeling of who she was. I don't necessarily think she was the party girl that she was here in Boston. Okay, something was going on here to trigger that. And whatever it was, it had been happening for several weeks. So this is somebody, to me, this repetitive number indicates that this person had been causing her strife for some time. Therefore, she knew them. And this person is the reason why this happened to her. This is the person. And this is also a stabbing in the back card. So when it's a stabbing in the back or a betrayal, 9 times out of 10, it's a betrayal because it's someone that you didn't expect that from. It's someone that you trusted. You didn't see that coming. So this is like a stabbing in the back. So I do feel like this is, yes, somebody that she knew. All right. I want to ask, because this reading has already taken a turn, I want to ask, okay. I was just going to ask about what was troubling her and what was it that she wanted to tell her friend. So what were you talking about in the letter to your friend? So we've got the 3 of Swords reversed. Knight, Page, Temperance, King of Cups. Okay. All right, so there was something. This tower says that there was something. There was something devastating. It was something big. Like, this was life-changing big. Okay, this wasn't something small. When the tower comes up, it's a big event that happens in your life. And it feels like the world is crashing down around you, right? This is something heavy. And it was really bothering her. Again, we've got a 3. We've got another 3. So we've got 3 people. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, is this a, host family, mom and dad and Karina type situation? Was there some sort of like a love triangle? Because right now I'm looking at that Hierophant as a husband and wife. Okay, sometimes this can represent marriage for me, depending on the reading. It can represent guidance, counseling, therapy. It can, a whole different variety of things that this can represent. But in this case, I do feel like we are talking about the marriage of this host family, the husband and wife. The husband and wife are key to this. These keys are always at the top front of my mind when I pull the Hierophant. There's always something about the keys. There's something important about this card and why it's coming up. And so I do feel like the host family is key to solving this crime. And I feel like there was a lot of competition in that house. With that 5 of Wands, and I think that there was some attention being shown to Karina by the husband. We've got that King of Cups. He already came out as the King of Pentacles, so now we've got the King of Cups. And that could represent a couple of things with it coming out reversed. It could be that he was an emotional person. Maybe he just, had anger issues. Maybe he was a drinker. Maybe he couldn't control himself around women. I think I read, and don't quote me on this, but I think I read in one of the articles that this particular host family had used this agency several times prior to having Karina. That they had went through several au pairs. So that right there in and of itself is a red flag. Like, why are you going through so many nannies, and why are you using this unlicensed, on the low agency when you're wealthy and you could go through the right agency and do it the right way? So why are you being sneaky and doing it this way? And it makes me look at that husband as there's something going on with him, because he's not right. He's coming out reversed because there's something off with him. There's some sort of a imbalance to me, is why it's coming out right next to that Temperance. There's something's these 4 here just makes me feel like there is actually something not right with this marriage and not right with this husband, and it just causes chaos in the house. I would be interested in knowing more about him in particular, but I think that the wife, there's some jealousy. There's some jealousy going on. And it literally led to that house, I think, just literally falling apart. And then we've got fire in this card. Remember the host family ended up, the day after Karina was discovered, they ended up having some sort of a huge bonfire of trash in their backyard, to the point to where the ashes were sent out for analysis. Nothing was found, but there's something there with the fire and this family. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. So I don't know. I'm going to have to pull a couple more cards on those, because I don't think that it's the kids. I don't think that it's the kids. It almost makes me feel like that is Karina, actually, because I look at the pages as young people or young events or early stages of something, and then you've got the wanting to do something and then actually doing it is what this is. So I feel like it could be Karina, and it could just represent her saying to me, I feel like it's her saying to me, this is not what I had planned on, this is not what I had hoped. It turned out completely the opposite. I was young, I didn't know what to do, I didn't know how to respond, I was out of my element, I just didn't know what to do. That's kind of what I'm getting with these cards. And then I have the Star card reversed, which again kind of goes with those plans. What's the Star card? It's goals, it's dreams, it's wishes, things like that, desires. And so I'm looking at these three here, and it feels like Karina is literally saying, this is not how I had planned for it to go, this is not what I had anticipated. I didn't expect this, and I didn't know how to respond. I was young, I didn't know what to do, I didn't know how to deal with it. I got caught up in something, and I just didn't know how to get myself out of it. I wasn't prepared. When I look at this Knight of Wands, he looks clumsy in this particular deck. Just looks a little bit goofy, a little bit clumsy. He doesn't really look like he's fully developed into his role yet. He's not, if you compare the way he looks physically to the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords is, he's upright and he's got that go get him and I'm gonna do this, and I don't know, there's something about this one here that just kind of looks like he just hasn't really grown into his role yet. And I think it just goes to lack of experience, lack of age, because it's coming on the cusp of this. So this is a young person, a young thing, a young event. And I feel like it is Karina just saying, look, I just did not have the life experience to figure out what was going on or to see what was happening or how to handle it or how to deal with it. And I knew something was wrong. I wanted to get the hell out of there, but I really couldn't because I didn't have the money to do it. So interesting. This is not how I expected the reading to go. Sometimes it's like you do these readings and you may have something in mind that you're thinking of, and you pull these cards and it's completely opposite of what you were thinking. So it's always interesting. All right, so now I want to start using the Haunted House Tarot. Okay, so I want to know where this crime took place. Where is the crime scene? Okay, where is the crime scene? All right, where is the crime scene? Now, also I want to mention, remember I said that the club that Karina went to that night was in the city and it was near that condo that the family owned. And where her remains were found was, 1.3 miles away from that area. So very close to that area. And that condo is connected to the host family because they own it. So could they have been in that area? Absolutely. They absolutely could have been in that area because they own a They own a home there. They own a condo. Could they have known where she was going to go? Could they have, anything is possible at this point. But, it just dawned on me that, yeah, they have property in that area, so that kind of can put them in that location. So let's see. Whoops. Okay, where did this take place? That Nine of Wands again. Oh, look at there. We've got the Devil. And the Devil in this particular deck is a woman. And we've got a male and a female that are connected. So I really feel like we're talking about something that started with the wife. I feel like there was jealousy on the wife, on her end, and it was causing friction with this husband and wife who aren't terrific people. Allegedly, right? But I feel like there's something up with this family. There's something up with this husband and wife. They work together. It's like they work together, okay? They will cover for one another, but there was some jealousy. That is what started this whole... I wouldn't say it started it, but I would say that the husband started acting inappropriate towards Karina, and she didn't know how to respond, and that led down to a domino effect of pissing off the wife, basically. So I do feel like, that's what's going on. And then again, I'm looking at this couple down here, and I do feel like that represents the husband and wife, but it also makes me feel like, is there something going on with... We've got this 9, right? And so we've got repetition. We've got a high number. Is this something that they do? Again, we know that they have brought different au pairs from this agency in the past. Why do they go through so many au pairs? And have the police located those past au pairs and checked on their safety and interviewed them and asked them about their experience with this host family? I'm very curious about that. I don't think I found anything on that, but I would be curious to know if police located all of these women, or at least some of these women, and interviewed them, because there's something here that's showing a pattern of behavior on the part of the husband and wife. All right, so where did the crime scene take place? Where did the crime scene take place? All right, 6 of Swords. I feel like, definitely in a home, possibly. Yeah, we've got a home. It happened in the home. We've got the Tower twice, and then we've got the King of Cups. I feel like it happened in one of the 2 homes that this family owned. It could have happened at their home, the family home, or it could have been at the condo. And I would assume that the police did their due diligence and checked that place as well. But I feel like this whole devastation, this tower represents a structure, okay? It's a structure of some sort. So it's definitely something that occurred inside somewhere. Now, again, disclaimer, just saying, warning, trigger warning, if you cut someone in half, which is unreal. It takes a real special person to do. Anyway, it's got to make a mess, I would assume. It's got to make a mess. So, I would assume that the police checked the condo in the city as well, not just the family home. But we've got something happening inside of a building. This building could potentially have a fireplace. And again, we've got fire. And we've got the husband. We've got the man again, the king of wands and the king of cups. He's already come out a couple of times. So he is really at he's really like front and center in this reading. And she is literally showing us that he carried her. Okay, this is him holding her and carrying her. And with the 6 of Wands and also that 9 of Wands, if you look at the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, this is her like trying to get away. This is her running away. Like she was Yes, she was intoxicated, but I feel like there was a certain point in the night where she knew she was in trouble and she was trying to get away, but just was not able to do it. It was just so much chaos, the alcohol, the drinking. Look at all of this water. I know this is a swords cup, right? But I mean, that's a storm. That's lightning. It's got waves and water. It's a massive storm. So that represents just the utter chaos that she went through that night. When she realized that something was wrong and that she was in trouble, she did try to get away. She tried to get away, but in this situation, we've got two people that are after her, and they're bound and determined to get her. But she did, I feel like, at a certain point, realize that something was wrong and she was not in a good situation. And she was just in that situation. Next thing she knows is she was dead. And we've got the man of the house holding her, and we have a fire behind him. So there's something going on with that fire. See what else. We've got fire, guys. I feel like as far as the rest of her, and I hate to say it like that, but as far as the rest of her, I believe has actually been destroyed. Evidence has been destroyed, and I do believe that it was done rather quickly. The Eight of Wands is a fast, speedy card, so I think that it was done rather quickly. They took care of it, and I don't necessarily know if the bonfire thing that the police searched, I don't know if that was used as a kind of like a distraction, like let's make a fire here and it's going to be a fake fire and we're going to have another fire where we're really going to destroy the evidence, something like that. But definitely fire is involved. We've got fire here, we've got fire here, we've got fire here, we've got fire here. So there was evidence, I feel like, that was destroyed in a fire. Let's see if we can get more specific on the location. Was this the family home? Now we've got the mom. So this is the wife. This is the host family wife. But, hold on a second. We've also got the Empress. And that, in this particular card, looks like she's holding her stomach because perhaps we're talking about a birth, a pregnancy. Okay, so is there something to that rumor that Karina could have potentially been pregnant? Is that what caused all of this? Is that what caused the extreme jealousy on the wife's part? Got the husband, the King of Pentacles. So this is like the dad, this is the host dad, and this is, I know I said that this was the wife at first, but I feel like it is also Karina. I don't know why I keep saying Katrina. It is also Karina. I feel like there is something to that potential rumor that there was something going on. Were you pregnant? Were you pregnant? Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Let me see, how long had she been there? March, April, May, June. So she got there in March. That's only not even a full 3 months. Again, this is a page, so it's something early on. If she was, maybe it was more of a suspicion or nothing that had been confirmed, because she really wasn't there that long, wasn't there long enough to really kind of know anything like that. I don't think for sure. She could have had suspicion. She could have been concerned. Maybe, I don't know, maybe she mentioned something to him. I don't know. But this, to me, the thing that comes out again is that house. This happened and this is a big house. So this is, I would look at this as the family home. I think that the police, the investigators, they missed something in the family home. There's something in the family home that they, whether they covered it up really, really well, or whether it was not a very good investigation. But I feel like unless this family owns a third home that we're not aware of, maybe they do, but there's definitely something here going on in the home. Could she have been pregnant? I don't really think that it is a possibility, but it would be more of the lines of how far along this empress is. Okay, you can't tell that she's even pregnant, right? So she's holding her stomach, and you can tell that there's this ball here, right? And that represents this birth, or this child, or this magical moment, however you want to look at it. But she doesn't look like she's very far along. Okay, you can't even tell she's pregnant. So if she were, it would have been extremely, extremely early on, and I don't think it would have been anything confirmed by a doctor at that point. So if she was, maybe there were suspicions, and maybe she brought those suspicions up to him, and then all hell broke loose. And could that have been what she was referring to when she wrote back home? So, what happened that you wanted to tell your friend about? What happened in that letter? What were you trying to tell your friend about? We've got more fire. We've got judgment. So this Ace of Wands here, it's a 1, it's a beginning. Maybe there was something, maybe there was a pregnancy. I'm actually kind of, with this coming out, I feel like it could have been a potential pregnancy, but it was extremely early on, and it was something that she had maybe just suspected or noticed or just found out about, and she wouldn't have been very far along, which means, I know it can happen just with one time, but it leads me to believe that if this is the case, that this husband started with her immediately. He didn't wait much. He didn't give it much time before he started, trying to mess around with her. But I do think that the dad has come out to me a lot, and then again we've got the family. So, but in this case, with that judgment and this family card, I actually do feel like this is Karina, and having this fear that she could potentially be judged by her own family about what had happened, what is going on in this home. I don't think that this girl ever in her life imagined that she would work as an au pair in this family in America, a wealthy family with 2 children, beautiful homes, have money. I don't think in her wildest imagination she thought she was getting into a situation like she was. And it literally took her for a loop. She immediately, I wouldn't say immediately, but she goes from being happy-go-lucky to something's wrong, something's horribly wrong, but I can't talk about it. I'll tell you about it when I get back home. I do believe that she wanted to try to get back home earlier than originally planned. But for whatever reason, financially, she just couldn't do it. And maybe the host family knew about it. Maybe I don't know. There's something else. There's something going on here with this family. But I have to wonder if a little bit of it was maybe a little bit of, are they going to judge me for what happened? And I think that was a concern of hers. But I think, again, a lot of this just goes back to her. She was the victim, right? No matter what happened, she was the victim. And she was young. She was only 20. Only 20. And you're in a foreign country. This is not the environment that you expected to be put into. That's really got to mess you up. That's got to be a really traumatizing experience. So I kind of have a feeling that she was worried a little bit about because as far as I know, she expressed some concern to her friend, but not necessarily to her family. I think this was a friend, okay? I think she had a sister as well that she would write to, and I think her dad, I don't know about her mom, but I think that the stories that were going out were two different stories. So one was going out to the father and the sister that everything's okay, but then to the friend there was a little bit more information given, like, no, not everything's okay, something bad has happened, but I'll tell you about it when I get there. And so is this a little bit of shame from the family? Did she not want to admit that, you know, was she afraid that they would look at her like, well, how could you let this happen? What, you know, something along those lines. I kind of feel like that's what she's getting at here. And I do believe with the Six of Wands, you know, I actually kind of feel like this is her. I don't think that she was just a willing participant, okay? I think that she was voicing her dislike for the things that were going on. So I don't think that she was just sitting there meekly taking it. I think that she was very vocal about that, the fact that she was not happy in this home, and I think that this card actually portrays that. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So amazing that we have a story that took place in an alley, and we literally have an alley. We have an alley with rats. And I feel like this is literally her that night. I mean, I feel like the rats are, you know, not to say anything about the people that she ran into, but I feel like those rats represent the people that she came in contact with, and whether she spoke to them or talked to them, you know, that's probably, I feel like, the last bit of information that she really, really remembers. And then the rest is almost kind of like bits and pieces, because I keep thinking back to that Seven of Cups and the alcohol. So I feel like there's some memory of being in the alley and communicating with these various people, but those people probably weren't, you know, the best of characters, but I don't think that they had anything necessarily to do with her murder. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. Let me see here. All right. Let's just ask about the motive. What was the motive? What was the motive? Hiding, secrets, lies. Here's that Three of Swords again. The Knight of Wands. The Moon. The Five of Swords. Yeah, I think that it was, the main motive, I think, was jealousy. I think that there was an extreme amount of jealousy going on, because this one here makes me think of the wife. And this is Karina over here. And she's looking at her with that evil eye. I mean, she's eyeing her with that knife. And so this is all about competition and conflict and, you know, just not a very good card. And so I feel like this is more about jealousy from the host mom, okay, because of something that was going on with the husband. Lots of lies. And sneaking around. I feel like this is the actual family. This is the dynamics of the family. A lot of lies and manipulation going on in this home. And I feel like this is actually Karina. I did it again. This is Karina, I think, observing these things. She wasn't aware of it when she first came in, but I think that the more she was there, the longer she was there, she could see these little bits and pieces coming out that didn't feel right, and I think that she was very observant of how they were, and I think that she seen things. I think that she caught them doing things. I don't know what she caught them doing, but to me, there's something. She was watching them. She discovered things. We've got a big old bright moon over there. So the moon, to me, when it's exposed like that, means that's what it means, exposed. There were lies exposed. Okay, this is the Seven of Swords. This is sneaky behavior. So there's sneaky behavior on someone, okay, and then someone else is seeing it with eyes wide open. And I have a feeling that this person here that's seeing it with their eyes wide open is Karina. There's something possibly, I think that there's a couple of things at play here. There's things, the jealousy factor, and I have to wonder if Karina found something or seen something or observed something that they did not want her to see. So we've got a couple of different things, and then that kind of goes with the moon too. This is secrets being exposed. This is finding out something. Things, you're finally seeing things for what they are. I have to wonder if there's something that she found out about this family. I'd actually have to go with that before I would the pregnancy, because that Empress and that Ace of Wands, it is a possibility, okay? I'm not gonna, I can't say whether or not I think she was pregnant 100%. However, I do feel like there is more with this particular pull. I think that there was something that was going on with this family that she discovered, and potentially that was the bad thing that she needed to tell her friend. Maybe that wasn't necessarily the pregnancy, but I feel like there's some secret that she discovered, and couple that with the jealousy of the wife. I think it was just that was their reaction. Okay, that three of swords. The reaction was, we've got to get rid of her. We can't let this be exposed. And does it have anything to do with the past au pairs? That's my next question. Does it have anything to do with that? Are these people like psycho people that murder people? I don't know, but there's something wrong with this family, and I've got a couple of cards here saying that she found that out. She discovered something. She's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see, and already the wife was not happy with her. So that just made it 10 times worse, which led to this. And I'm looking at that man, and he's got, a couple of tools in his hand. That to me really is specifically showing what happened. And we're inside of a structure. I feel like whatever happened in their home, and if it isn't that home, it's another home that they own. Maybe they have 3 homes, or maybe, like I said earlier, the cops just didn't. I don't know. Maybe they missed something. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So again, we've got fire, and we've got a big old moon. I still feel like this is Karina. I still feel like that's her. That's her discovering something. It's her seeing something. It's her finding something out. Let me switch decks and ask if there's anything going on with the host family in past au pairs. Is there something that happened with the other au pairs? Something that happened with the other au pairs. Okay. 6 of Swords. That 6 of Swords reversed makes me feel like they all left, or all wanted to leave. They all wanted to get out of there. But the fact that it's coming out reversed is telling me that they weren't able to get out of there, or they got out of there earlier than they had planned. But something made these people, these other ladies, or these other young women want to leave this home. Okay, this is a leaving card. So I do feel like, for whatever reason, this family, this host family, has all these au pairs coming into their home, and they're not liking it. So something's going on in this host family. They're not liking it. You know, is something being offered to them that they want no part of? Something going on in this home that these women don't want any part of, that this husband and wife have going. What is it? What's going on? What's going on with this family and these other women? Where are these other women at? These other au pairs? What happened to them? King of Wands, or King of Cups. So we've got him coming up again. And it's interesting that the thing that's being offered to these women that I just mentioned that they don't want any part of, it's whatever he has to offer. Like, it's something, it's him trying to offer them something, and none of them wanted it. Like, I feel like these women that are coming here from these other countries to work as au pairs are probably coming to these countries to work as au pairs. That would be my guess. Like, they really are, you know, whether it's just for adventure, whether it's, you know, something that they have a passion to do, but, you know, whether it's just a transitional thing, you know, for traveling purposes, whatever the case may be, I feel like they actually, their goal is to just do what they were planning on doing. And when they get into this particular family, the husband is not right. Like, he is on them like white on rice. Like, he is all over them, and they don't want any part of it. I feel like he's very overbearing. He's very obnoxious. I'm surprised that the Emperor hasn't come out yet. I'm surprised that the Emperor reversed hasn't come out yet, because he is very pushy. He is very pushy, and it makes them feel uncomfortable. And the wife knows it. Okay, she knows it, and I feel like she's okay with it to a certain extent, but there was something about Karina, and I don't know if it was because of her physical appearance, I don't know, but there was something about Karina that really, really, really made this wife jealous. Okay, we got the Six of Cups. So this Six of Cups tells me that, you know, some of these women I think are still alive, but they don't have very good memories of what they experienced in that house. I would be very, very curious to know if the police ever tried to track down these other au pairs and ask them about their experience with this host family, and I don't think that they have very good memories or very good things to say about their experience there. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So again, I feel like the wife is very well aware of what the husband is doing. But like I said, for whatever reason with Karina, it was different with her. Could that have been due to a pregnancy? Maybe. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, definitely we've got the leaving card, letting go. King of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, I'm literally asking about these past au pairs, and I've got two cards that represent leaving and letting go and moving on. And that is exactly what I think the majority of these women did. I think that they're alive, and I think that the one person, the one au pair that for whatever reason didn't make it out of this home alive is Karina, and I think that she's probably the only one, because she's that missing cup. Now, we don't have a missing cup, really, right? It's still 8 cups. It's just stacked funny to make it look like it's like an illusion. It makes it look like there's something missing. So I do feel like that quote-unquote missing cup represents Karina. There's something about Karina that they were frightened of. They were scared of, you know, her saying something. And I still don't quite know what that is. Whether it was just their behavior, whether it was just, I don't know. I feel like there's something, though. There's something big. Could it have been a pregnancy? I don't know. I don't feel like I'm 100% on the pregnancy. You know, could it have been something illegal? Possibly. But these other women, they got out. They were able to leave and put it behind them. Karina didn't, because of this. This is the thing. This is what, you know, we're talking about. This is what happened. And this is something that's being given to someone. And I feel like that's information. That is something, that is some sort of information. But again, what is that? I need to ask more questions about the pregnancy, or potentially, I need to know what this pentacle is, because that is what led this husband to do what he did. To me, he's the one. Look at that tool. Look at that face. This is somebody with a motive. Like, he is definitely out to get this person. He doesn't care who he knocks down in the process. This is definitely anger. This is an angry face. He was angry at her. And the wife was angry at her, but there's something going on here with Karina and this home. All right, let's leave this one out. So what is this pentacle? What does this pentacle represent? What does this pentacle represent? What was the motive for this crime, your crime? Why did it happen? All right, we've got the husband and wife. Okay, so they're a couple, right? They do things together. They're a team. This is teamwork. They know what kind of shenanigans that they have going under their roof. They're both aware of it. They're both content with it. They're happy with it. They're fine. They enjoy what they do, whatever it may be. I always look at this one. I look at this star. I love this star card. It's got that, it looks like, a clock. I always think of those stars as a clock. They're aligned. It's like the stars are aligning. And I feel like that is kind of representing the way that this family, up into Karina, well, even now with Karina, because here it is 25 years later and no one has been arrested for this crime. So it's like they got away with it. They got away with it. They did this and they were able to get away with it. It's like the stars aligned for them. It was the perfect crime. They did everything that they did and they managed to get away with it. And they're happy with themselves. They're very happy with themselves that they managed to do this. And then we have Karina. We have Karina being held hostage, not being able to get out, stuck in this situation, mentally stressed, dealing with crap. And then the High Priestess. The High Priestess. I feel like this is, again, another card telling me that Karina knew something. She discovered something. She had a feeling about something. Something wasn't right. There was something off with this family. Something was off and she knew it, and she got into a situation that she was kind of stuck in temporarily. She ended up being stuck in it permanently. But she knew, I would say almost immediately, that there was something off and she was not happy. Alright, can you tell us what it is, Karina? What is it? What does that pentacle represent? What was this family doing? What was this husband and wife doing? I don't think I've ever done a reading for someone and had 3 towers come out in 3 different decks. I don't think I've ever had that. We've got money. We've got money coming up, and we've had money coming up, and we've got money here. We've got money here. We've got money here. We've got money here. We've had money come up before. I have to wonder if this is maybe a bigger problem than just the couple's fetishes or harassment or whatever. There's something here that's bigger. And with the money, and I feel like the agency is now coming into my mind and saying red flag, there's something going on with this agency. Is there a trafficking situation going on? Is this agency involved in something deeper? Is this family involved with something deeper? Did Karina find that out? Did she discover something? Was she going to report them? Because whatever it was had to be big enough for them to kill her. I don't think, I would imagine a husband wouldn't kill someone because, he didn't want his sexual harassment or his deviant behavior to come out. I mean, I suppose people kill for less, right? So I take that back. But there's something here with money. There's something with money that is money and young girls. Money and young girls who don't have money, young girls who don't have money, who are potentially promised a position through an agency to be, staying with a host family who can pay them, and they're their live-in nanny, and it turns into something else. I am very, very curious about these past au pairs, and if the police did in fact hunt any of these women down and talk to them. Or were they not able to locate them? Because I feel like they got away. They left. But I don't know where they left to. I don't know how they left. But I don't feel like they were killed. Not by this family, anyways. So where did those people go? Where did those women go? And were they ever tracked down? Because this is about money and young girls who don't have money and are in a hard situation. And there's more to it. There's more to it. And it's something big like a trafficking, like something like that, like a human trafficking situation. And then that would kind of make sense with this card as well. So we've got that Eight of Swords, and that represents the past women and kind of being held against their will, right? This could really go with a trafficking kind of theory. And that's kind of where I'm leaning. I feel like that is what the big thing is. It's something big. And again, pattern. They've done this before. They've done this before, and they've gotten away with it. They've gotten away with it. They do it together. They know what they're doing. They do it together as a team. And then we've got the Seven of Cups again. So I just feel like we've got all these high numbers, these patterns, and I feel like this is something that they have done in the past. They've gotten away with it, and they still continue to get away with it. I'd be curious also to know if any charges were brought up against this agency, or if any charges, or if the family has had an au pair since Karina. So I want to ask one more question about, I feel like we're on something. I feel like that there's something bigger here with this company. But my question for this one was about the agency. Is there a connection between the agency and this situation that happened to Karina and this host family? And before I even got it out, the Ace of Cups fell out. So let's see here. Yeah, this is like a ring. This is a ring. Wow. This is a ring. They've done it many, many times. Liars, they get away with it. They're sneaky. Girls don't really know what the hell's going on. We've got the mom, the wife, the woman is coming up, and we've got justice. So I feel like we've got a ring here. We've got like a trafficking ring. There's something to me going on with this particular agency, and I don't even know if the what was the name of the family? Was it the Rapp family? I don't even know if the Rapp family is the only family that is working with this agency to do whatever it is that they do. But I definitely feel like we're dealing with something much bigger, especially with these four corners here. I feel like I said, this is a ring of people, so there's more than just the agency and this family involved. There's other people involved as well. This Queen of Swords could represent maybe a woman being involved. At first I thought maybe it was the wife, but now I'm kind of like, maybe there's a woman involved. To me, this represents the women that are, victims of this. And literally I feel like when these women get caught up in this, they're taken aback. They don't expect it. When I said earlier, I feel like when these women sign up with this agency, they're signing up to do what they're signing up to do. That's what they expect that they're doing. That's what they think they're going to do. And then when they get there, it's something completely different. And they're just kind of it's almost like a whiplash. Like they can't believe they've gotten into this situation. And it's the lies and the deceit. It's just crazy. But we do have the Justice card, and it is coming out upright. And so, like I said, I'm curious if this family has actually done this since, if they've brought in any more women since Karina. But with the Justice card coming out like that, I feel like that is a good sign that justice may still happen in this case. Will this family... Well, actually, really quick, before I end this reading, I do want to ask if there's been other au pairs that this family have brought in. And I kind of want to ask where these women are, but... Other families. The King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles reversed. The King of Pentacles reversed. That makes me kind of lean towards no. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, Karina, for whatever reason, that one didn't end the way it normally ends, and that was too scary for them. Maybe that was a close call. Close call for the family, enough to scare them not to do this anymore, or not to be involved with it anymore, because I feel like that King of Pentacles coming out reversed represents a loss of income. So I feel like they were making a lot of money doing whatever they were doing, and now they've taken a hit financially. The husband has taken a hit financially. And even if you look at this king, he looks down, he looks sad, he looks solemn. So he's kind of looking down at that pentacle like, ugh. And so the sun is behind him, and it's not a good feeling card. And then add the fact that it came out reversed, and so I feel like the husband misses it. They're scared to do it anymore because of that situation with Karina, and he enjoyed it. He enjoyed the thrill. He really got off on it. So this is something that he wishes he was still doing, but for whatever reason, whether it's being scared or whatever, I don't think that they are bringing in these women anymore with this company. Where do these women go? Yeah, we've got the King of Wands. So that was his passion. Like it was something that he thrived off of. He got off on that. I just said that he got off on it, and he did. And he is he's with that lion. Like he's a predator is what he is. He is literally a predator. He's got his own sick delusions, and so however he got tied up with this ring of individuals, it was sadly a perfect fit for him because he enjoyed it. He fit the role real easily. All right, what happened to the other women? Are they what's going on with them? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. I think that the Wheel of Fortune is just really a nutshell card telling me that, I honestly don't know. I don't think that the same outcome came for all of them. I think that they went different places. Some maybe had an okay experience or outcome. Maybe some of them got out of it and some did not. I don't know, but I do feel like this is, an indication again that they have done this before, and this is a very scary family. Will there be justice in this case? I know I brought out the justice card, but I want to know if this family is ever going to get caught. Is this case ever going to be solved? Is this case ever going to be solved? Page of Wands, the 5 defeat, the Knight of Cups. I'm actually going to take this as a good sign because I have the Princess of Wands, right? So I feel like this is actually Karina. I feel like she's going to do them in the end. It may take a while, but this is her, and that's her getting her revenge on them. I really do. I really feel like this is her, and now she's the one with the fire and the flames around her, and look at her look at her face. It's like, I will get you. I will make sure that this case is solved eventually. And I feel like it's going to be her case that takes this family and potentially this ring down, but it's taking a long time because it's just a place that can't be tracked. It's like the paperwork is messed up. It involves so many different places and so many locations, and I just don't think it's something that the Boston police can really handle. I think it would be something that a bigger organization would have to become involved in, and so I feel like there's still hope for that, though. And then we have the defeat card, so I feel like this family, this group, this ring, whatever you want to call it, they will be defeated. And I take that as a good sign. And then we have the Knight of Cups reversed, so I feel like this goes down to the relationship of the husband and wife, that things aren't going very well with them, that this thing has maybe caused some sort of a rift between the two of them. But this one here, the 4 of Swords and the Justice card, to me, kind of make me feel like this is going to come to a close, and it's going to have a good ending. Is not a good ending because Karina lost her life and her family lost her, and their lives have been forever changed. But I feel like this is a good sign because I feel like this crap is going to come to an end, that this is going to be discovered. But I think that it's taking an extra long time because it is such a deep situation. It's more deep than just a person walking his dog, down the street and picking up a girl on the outside of a club. This is so much more than this. This came out immediately about the host family. I didn't even get to ask some of my other questions about the other characters in the story because, like Superman guy, I don't feel like he has anything to do with it at all. This all came out host family right from the get-go. But it's bigger than that. And I do feel like, and also I'm going to look at that Wheel of Fortune as their time is coming. It comes out reversed, or it came out upright, so their time is coming. I feel like the family's time is coming, and they're not going to get away with this forever. But it is going to take a different, it's going to take more than, I think, just the Boston police. So, but anyway, I know I ended up going a little bit longer than I planned on. I can't help it. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will be back this weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you later. Bye.